So I don't often share deeply personal stories on this channel, but today is one of those days. I'm going to talk about a time where I gave away specifically my silver one of these, because I do have them in every single color, to an ex-boyfriend of mine. And we're going to talk about if you are looking for a gift to give to your woman or your man that elevates your sex life, elevates your exploration and your pleasure together, why I think this is literally the perfect thing. And no one is paying me to say this. I'm just saying it because I'm that psyched about this product, this company, and their creator, Ti Chang, who's joining me here today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I want to tell you my story, and I want you to tell me if you've heard stories similar to this. Okay. So I dated someone who was really a musician, and we would go out to clubs and we went dancing a lot together, and he loved it when I brought this along because he would like to get like a little cheeky, like on a packed dance floor, like, you know, we'd play with it a little bit, which I was always like, I'm edgy, but this is like a little edgier than but whatever. It brought him a lot of joy, and I could like get into that it was kinky, so I was into it, right? But what would happen is I was always wearing it. So he would have to like come along and he'd like take it off of me, and then I'd be like, oh, I know what's coming, right? Because now it's off. And eventually we were out one night and he's like, I want to wear it tonight. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's wearing it. I don't notice that he's taking it off. And suddenly we're just dancing. The beat drops, and all of a sudden this thing like comes on, and I'm like, whoa! Sky rocketed like right in the middle of the dance floor. Like didn't even have the mind to be like, what's going on? I was just like, it was so pleasurable. It was so great. Anyways, when we broke up, he asked if he could keep it. And I was like, you know what? You can't. Like, it's yours.
Oh, it's nice that he asked.
And he wore it all the time. He wore it pretty much every time that he went out because he was signaling to people who know. If you know, you know. Plus, it just looked great on him. You know, I had the long chain, big piece of silver. Like, it was very sexy on him. So have you heard this particular story before as the creator of this marvelous invention?
Not that exact story, but something similar in that the male partner would want to wear the necklace more than the female partner. I mean, partly it's kind of that good design thing that, like, you know, men love the aesthetic so much that they want to rock it, you know? And I've heard stories of how, like, this one writer told me, she goes, at the time I think she was single, she was like, you know, if I saw a man at a bar wearing the Vesper, I would march straight up to him and introduce myself. And I was like, at the time, this was probably like 7 years ago or so, and I was like, oh, really? What do you mean? Because I don't know. I made this a beautiful product, and I wanted people to, you know, have this experience. Mainly, you know, I was focused on women, so it was a very big surprise to me that she would have that, you know, idea if she saw a man wearing that. And I was like, yeah, why? She goes, well, if he's wearing a Vesper in public, well, that tells me, one, he's comfortable with his sexuality. Okay. 2, he's comfortable enough to talk about it, and 3, he cares about my pleasure. I mean, like. And I was just like, whoa, my mind was just like, totally. Like, I did not think how it would be perceived. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And so since then, like, we've even had like a whole carousel featuring men, because men would wear it, they would tag us. I'm just honored that, like, they want to, you know, wear this.
Yeah, I think it is like the highest compliment that you can give to a product or an item or a piece of jewelry, that like it is so profoundly well designed that anyone can use it or wear it or find a place that like they can access it.
For some of our people who buy our products, it's like they just love what it represents and what it symbolizes, and like the conversations that it starts in different spaces, you know, and it signals to other people that they want to, you know, if you know, you know. Because
this like giant green flag on your chest.
Right? I love that. I love that. It's this giant green flag.
It's awesome to hear that your experience was, you know, you're imagining this for people who have clitorises, and that we're going to wear it, and it's a part of us like reclaiming and owning our pleasure, and also like making our experience of pleasure and pleasure related products into a more elevated and elegant experience. And then, like, surprise, and men always surprise me. Like, I've been working with men now for 10 years on this channel, and it's been like the greatest privilege and honor of my life. And y'all always surprise me, because you're like the most creative, like pleasure positive human beings in the world.
And what's surprising, half of our buyers are actually men.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised it's actually not more, to be honest with you.
I mean, because we're such a, you know, female-centric brand, the aesthetics and all of that, I just did not think that so many men would be into it. But like most of it is for gifting. Which I think, you know, that's really great, because that taps into that experience I was trying to change, in that when you gift someone a huge, you know, 10-inch dildo, it's a different experience
You're
than
sending
you give them something like, this is how we package. It's jewelry. It's nicely done. It's discreet. And the delight they see in the gold, we have a 24 karat gold plated one,
I mean, everything can be customized. Like mine has my name on it.
Yes,
or maybe not
engraved.
everything can be engraved, but like so many of your products can be engraved. Like this is mine.
Yeah. It's like this extra like emotional element and like also creating something really personal for someone you love.
Right. Yeah. It's like this is a way different level of gifting, right? If you've ever tried to buy someone lingerie or something that you picked up like at the corner sex toy shop, and maybe she didn't have like that positive of a relationship to it or that positive of a receiving experience, like, yeah, maybe because it wasn't specific to her, it wasn't really taking into account her needs. It was, just, and it's not your fault. Like, I don't even know. For myself, I know a ton about pleasure products in my own body, my own pleasure, and I can't choose from the 300 different SKUs that exist inside of a shop what's going to actually resonate most deeply with me or provide the most pleasurable experience to my body. Like you're kind of like searching for a needle in the haystack in that way, even though your intentions are good. Like as a gift, your intention is to have her feel sexy, commemorate and celebrate the erotic relationship that you share, provide a new experience, right? I think that's kind of what all of us in one way or another.
Yeah, it's like an enhancement for the experience.
Yeah. We want to, we're that's the purpose of bringing something that is either pleasure enhancing or pleasure enhancing and also new and novel.
Right. And it's never, ever, ever to just replace someone. I think that's like an old like thinking that like, oh, you get a vibrator, what am I going to do? And it's like, no, bro, like, no, like this is always about like together how it can be, she can use it sometimes on her own. That's fine. But that's not replacing you unless you're not offering very much to her.
Right. Like ask yourself, am I being replaceable? Not are these things a threat to me, but like, because ideally like as a partner, you are the person who is giving her or inviting her along into this incredible erotic experience. And you're using every tool that's available at your disposal to get that result. The greatest like craftsmen in the world are not reluctant to use any kind of tool. They can whatever tool is right to do the job, to create the thing that they are envisioning. A lot of guys have an experience and they've been taught from childhood that they want sex more than their female partner, right? Or that sex is more important to them than it is to women as a whole. And this is such a myth. I wish that I could just like crush it underneath my boot and like never hear from it again, because actually statistics show that men and women want sex in pretty equal numbers. It's just how we get there. Like what's the actual path that we take to get to arousal is so different. It looks different, and therefore men are like, she's not into it. Like,
right. It takes longer for women, and it's not like someone is, not functioning well. It has to do with, just like you said, it's a very different path in many ways that you kind of discover together, and you have to have patience.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere, like stacked about how like it takes men less than, 8 minutes to orgasm. For women, it's like 12 to 14.
20 to 40.
So 20, 40. Yeah. So I just hope that with the varieties of pleasure products that are available, it's just a different aesthetic, a different experience that hopefully piques your curiosity, that you would feel confident and comfortable enough to gift and share with someone.
And again, signals how much you respect her pleasure, her eroticism, but also like her aesthetic. You want her to have beautiful things, not things that you just chuck into a drawer at the end of the day. Like you're elevating her like energetic connection to her sexuality. Anticipation, like having this just at dinner on. It's like anticipation building.
A story like this couple, the husband said that for him, he knows that she's wanting to get it on when she's wearing it.
Oh my God.
Because that's like her bat signal.
That's such a great idea. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that, because I've heard of so many different couples, like they light a candle, or a couple that puts out a waterproof bed, like a Liberator throw essentially that's waterproof, right? And these are all like signals to say like I'm ready. But like I've never felt like those were my personal way of doing things, because they always felt like for me like a little like too forceful. Like the sheets
obvious.
are on the bed. Get on there. I want it to be more of an invitation. I want it to be more like I'm a yes, are you a yes, as opposed to like get in there. And I think me wearing this is like such a powerful way of me just saying like I'm a yes.
I'm a big fan of like subtle sexuality. Like I love subtlety. I think subtle is really sexy.
I love that.
And so that's one way. I mean, another way that this product has like kind of helped connection with people or signaling to people. This woman, she says that she always brings her Vesper on a first date. And I was like, well, okay, you know, and she goes, well, yeah, like, I don't got time. Like, I want to know if right off the bat, if he's not cool with having vibrators, you know, I want it on the first date, you know? And so that's why I do that. Cause this is like my litmus test to know if he's cool or not. And I was like, wow, that's awesome, you know? And so people have been incorporating, you know, our products into ways that they find their people.
Yeah, it's
you know?
nonverbal communication at its finest. You should know I accidentally wore mine skiing the other day. I took it off halfway. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today and being so generous with your mind and your capacity, and like just like what you've gifted to the world is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being part of this.
If you want to check out any of the incredible products by Crave, the Vesper Mini, the Tease Ring, these incredible vibrators we didn't even talk about in this video, but we did in the other one, please go to lovecrave.com/Caitlin, and you can use code CaitlinB at checkout to get a special discount. Links are in the description.